Mike, thanks. Many people choose to share their life with someone who doesn't share their faith, but sometimes once they get seriously involved, those opposing beliefs lead to more challenges that they really may not have anticipated. So please welcome Nancy Pena to talk more about this topic. All right, Nancy, so why don't you just start us off as far as why this can be an issue?
Well, when you're in that euphoric stage of dating, you really want to focus on those similarities and you kind of gloss over the dissimilarities. We try to embrace them in this culture, but you need that shared faith, that foundation in order to build your life on the same morals and the values. It really becomes a problem, especially when you get into a committed relationship and you get married and you're trying to raise children. You're trying to share two different belief systems with your kids, and they grow up confused. They don't know which to believe, mom's truth or dad's truth. And then they can grow up and just reject both faiths.
Would you say it's a deal breaker and should be from the start? I mean, once you meet that guy, I'm sure women have experiences where you meet that guy, everything is perfect about it, but it's just one little thing, and maybe it's a religious belief.
And it usually is, because so much fits in your criteria, and you kind of don't want to start over because you think, well, they'll convert, or we'll make it work out. But really, it is the thing that's going to break you up. There was a study recently that showed 42% of Americans are in interfaith marriages, but they also showed they didn't know what they were getting into. And they showed they had a higher rate of divorce and they were more unhappy than those who shared their faith.
So Nancy, how can we keep couples, even if they come from two different religious backgrounds, together? I mean, there's got to be some sort of solution.
I really believe that you should have this conversation early in your dating relationship and part as friends. There's just so much conflict, there's so much diversity that we really don't realize the ramifications of it until we get into a committed relationship and marriage and find that we don't have that type of unity that we could have if we had the shared faith.
So it's possible to work in the relationship if you convert, correct? If one or
Correct.
the other?
If it's a true conversion, if it's really in your heart and you're not doing it for the wrong reasons and trying to do it to appease your spouse.
You're doing it for the sake of love and for those kids, right? So that we don't see any of those long-term effects. We want to keep folks together here at Fox 26.
We certainly do. But it's better to look at this early on in your dating relationship so that you can have that unity and with your shared faith, especially when conflict comes up and crises come up, that you can rely on your faith.
Okay, something to think about if you're in the dating world. Nancy Pena, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Rita, for having me.
Absolutely.